It's extremely hot where we are. In fact, it's been a beautiful day. But nonetheless, hydration is key and very helpful because there's a lot of subtle differences. There's a lot of subtle differences when it comes to these particular rhythms and how from island to island and country to country, these very, very important details mark where they're from. I'm going to warm up a little bit, as I always do when these lessons occur. By the way, this is lesson number 8, I believe. Could be wrong about that, but I think it's lesson number 8. We're definitely around 7 or 8. And this is actually so funny because I was just talking about how fast time goes when you're in the midst of something that you feel is important, which these lessons are great because this is a platform that NGO Radio Terra has created, and it is something that when you are able, sorry, I just noticed that my Wi-Fi is, hold on real quick, let me fix something. I'm sure that you guys can hear me right now, so I am walking around the house right now, just double checking that the Ethernet cable is connected properly, because that gives us a much smoother transmission. And yeah, it looks like we're back on. Okay. Excellent. Thanks for bearing with me. I'm running around today. Okay, cool.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
So I'm going into a couple of different things here. I went from a Haitian rabaudai rhythm into a bouillon rhythm. And obviously Haitian rabaudai comes from Haiti. And bouillon, though, is sort of a subgenre of soca, but very much its own style from Dominica. And it is similarly based around this African clave, or this Afro-Cuban clave of 3/2. That's 3/2 son clave to be exact. And when sped up at this tempo, we have one of the foundations for rabaudai. So So for bouillon, we're going to keep this tempo, and then we're going to keep the 4 on the floor on the kick, but we're going to emphasize that and of 4, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. And instead of playing a consistent, we're only going to keep the second beat of the first phrase, and then the first of the second phrase. So right? Now, the final part about this is we need to add the hi-hat part, which is very similar to Haitian music, right? In Haitian music, we have so here we got. And these openings are very important for bouillon. So, right? And then finally, the these are two really good fast club rhythms that you can play to excite. This works in a context of playing like a cascada. In a jazz context, you could go from this right, so that brings me over to the soca variation of bouillon. And this is actually saying it backwards because bouillon is sort of a variation of soca. But the tempos really, really matter, and the sounds really, really matter. I wish I had a compa kick, which would be more similar to what a bouillon kick would be. It's a certain very high-pitched sound, and I just don't have it on this pad. Let me see if I have it. Hold on. It would be a darn shame if I didn't. Okay, well, this is closer to the sound of that, right? So, let's see here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you from the soca to the bouillon. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got thrown off because I kept playing the sample. Let me see here. Okay, so let me do it without the sample. So going from the soca to the bouillon. Soca. Bouillon. Rabo die. Bouillon. Soca. Rabo die. bouillon. All right, so Rabodai, bouillon, soca. Okay, so let's slow it down and take it over to dancehall, okay? 2 dancehall variations that I want to show you. One is this 2 floors, or 2 kicks, 1 snare. Variation number 2, 1 kick, 2 snares. Variation 1. Variation 2. Now, if you want to add a third development to that, it takes it over into a more like Dominican and Puerto Rican area. That's when you add the 4 on the floor to that upbeat. So, right? Okay, if we were to take that into like a really reggaeton space, maybe I would emphasize the 2 and 4 and. So right? Only in certain and very specific cases would I play that like that. Since we're at this tempo, though, we're going to keep on slowing it down and bringing it over to a shared rhythm with compa and zouk, and that is kizomba. And this is a Cabo Verdean rhythm and Portuguese popular rhythm. And also, I think it's appreciated in places like Mozambique and Angola. And kind of like the Haitian clave, it's, you know, but instead of the last note of that phrase, it's just the first two notes. So right? And there's some other intricacies to the in-between beats, right? But also that and of 4 is present. Or depends on how you're counting it, right? If you're counting it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then it's on the and of 2 and 4. But if you're counting it 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, then it's on 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3. So let's keep on moving, right? Let's keep moving through Europe and all the African and Afro-Caribbean and Afro-Cuban communities that are influencing the real cultural motion in Europe, right? So in France, that would be like, you know, the Haitian community and the Congolese community and the various Black, but specifically African communities that are stirring up the pot and really making popular music there. Well, you've got all these claves that are shared. And in France, when it comes to like Martinique and Guadeloupean and French Guyanese people, they're going to be responding to this same clave. So much like the kizomba clave was the zouk clave is and what I would play in a zouk context, which is really sort of like a French version of compa, because compa came before zouk. Zouk is in itself its own, you know, at least in the 70s and 80s, zouk was very much meaning, you know, bands like Kassav. But zouk ended up becoming and kind of co-opting most of the Haitian rhythms and maybe adding R&B and pop sensibilities to it in the 90s and early 2000s, and thus a new definition of zouk was born. Still borrowing much from the Haitians, this rhythm, right? We can slow it down a little bit. Would be simplified. So I'm going to just play the same thing that's being played here on my left hand with my right hand. And again, that shared floor tom emphasis is there. Okay, And what's different between the Zouk version and the Haitian version is what is played in the right hand. So for the Zouk version, I said it was simplified. Just that 3-note pattern. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The Haitian version would have the kale cymbal pattern would be on the hi-hat. So it'd be right? The Zouk version, the Haitian version. Right? The Zouk version, the Haitian version. Zouk, Kizumba. Zouk. Compa. Kizumba. Zouk. Compa. Also, I want to add that the sonic production of these beats in the studio would have different levels. So Zouk would maybe emphasize more of the kata part, which is this clave. A kata is just the, I guess that's a French word or maybe a Creole word for this clave. Right? And that would be the sonic emphasis. So whereas Haitian compa would emphasize the cymbal. So just some subtle differences there. Also, with the compa, and these rhythms find their way into Zouk and Kizumba, you'll have a cowbell part and you'll have a floor tom part. And I don't have a cowbell on me, so I'll just pretend like the cowbell is a rim in the floor tom. So the cowbell part is and then of course there's that floor tom part. Right? All the while. So it'll be like right? compa, compa, soca. Dance hall. Compa. Zouk. Kizumba. Dancehall 2. Okay, so that's a lot of different rhythms that we went through just now. I want to go over a Brazilian rhythm, and it's sort of unlike me to go over Brazilian rhythms because we have such expert Brazilian musicians here on this platform. But I wanted to share my favorite samba, which is samba reggae. And this is something that you can use, and this rhythm also translates into bossa nova, which is why I say this. It's such a awesome, unique, and utility-based rhythm. So it is this. And I want to emphasize that these rhythms found their way through New Orleans and all the way up into North America, the US specifically. These rhythms you can hear converge in New Orleans. You can hear dance hall and Haitian rhythms all up inside second line, right? Well, you know, what is this? on and so forth. Samba Hegi. I want to also show you real quick before I go about how that same rhythm can be a religion, how that same rhythm can translate into bossa nova. So, right? Right? You slow some of these rhythms down, and then it boils down to basically a completely other different rhythm, which in this case, sped all the way up can be samba hege. So check out all the interconnectedness of all the small minutia, the small details, because they really, really tell you what country it's coming from. To everybody out here who checks us out every single week, and this is the second trimester in 2025. My name is Q2 at 4 p.m. The NGO Radio Terra YouTube channel is where you can find us, and we've got much more for you. We've got we got another quarter of the trimester left, so we've got some more information to be bringing you next week, and I'll see you then. Thanks a lot for tuning in with me. Peace and blessings. I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, Roland Corporation, Proel Corporation, Tamboro Drums, Icon Microphones, and especially NGO Radio Terra. Thank you guys.